a couple times, but the offensive line really hasn't built him much of a pocket. It's been difficult for him to operate. Luckily, the run game is there, and they're still able to produce on offense.
Cole Bernison is having a day with 2 touchdowns, one on the ground and one through the air, as we said, to Justin Jones, and really gaining a lot of decent yardage almost every time.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what he's averaging per carry, but I imagine it's somewhere in the 4-yard range. Every time he touches the ball, he's almost cutting the distance in half to the first down marker. Right in front of us now, we see Dan Barnes and Steve Achille, the other quarterback for Canisius, warming up. And I know before the game, Andy said he talked to Steve, said that they might rotate in and out of quarterback, but that first half belonged to Dan Barnes and Dan Barnes only. I'm interested to see how they handle the quarterback situation in the second half.
Well, you got to imagine that they also didn't expect to be only going into halftime 14-9 either. You got to imagine that they were expecting a little more of a lead, which might, I'm sure, change the game plan a little.
Yeah, and we've seen from Joe's side that they're not too worried about their quarterback situation. Mike McCarthy been producing at that spot for them. He's had some nice deep balls. Really having a nice game so far. Although they still are down, don't put anything past McCarthy's legs and with his arm. And Joe's on the run game too. Darren Thompson had some strong carries so far. We see Canisius moving back to their sideline now. Joe's in their huddle already.
And St. Joe's Canisius will be getting the football to start the second half.
We got about 30 seconds left before we kick this game off again. Out this half, Joe's has really done a good job. A lot of pressure on, giving him a lot of energy coming in, but that O-line's going to operate how it's supposed to.
Snaps to keep that defense on their tapping out there.
That he's a different kind of quarterback than Barnes or than Stranahan. Stranahan and Barnes play a very similar kind of game. They're mobile. They do it with their legs just as much as they do it with their arm. Achille.
Very well considering the style of offense that Canisius runs. But for sure, Achille, definitely a different style quarterback, more of a pocket passer. But either option, of course, given the arms of either quarterback, would definitely work.
Yeah, it'd just be difficult for Canisius playing a completely different style of game by plugging into Achille. He's an able athlete. He has the arm, but you'd have to go to a completely different offensive scheme. With Barnes, it's just little playmaking adjustments. With Steve, it's really a whole new game.
And we'll get the second half underway from the Stransky Athletic Complex at West Seneca. Kickoff from Cirrus Jr. goes to Raekwon Greer. Greer's going to bring it up. And he'll be brought down at around the 35-yard line. And the Canisius offense will start from there.
Very short kick to start off. Fell at about the 10-yard line. We've seen that Joe's kicker put it into the end zone for some touchbacks before, but there were some massive blocks from Canisius right off the bat, just absolutely flattening some of these guys. Already you can see it on that kickoff. Canisius is going to have some real high-intensity plays so far.
Well, they know what this game means to them. At a big rivalry game like St. Joe's, everyone's come out as hard as they can in the second half. And the Canisius will get their offense started from the 30th. Up a little high. Fakes the handoff. Barnes tries to get away from one, and he'll be brought down in the backfield at the 29-yard line. That read option offense seems to be having a little trouble. It's giving Dan Barnes a little trouble.
You know, Joe's really isn't biting on it. Normally you give him that fake handoff, and then everybody follows that running back up the middle, give you a little time to run to the outside as a quarterback. But these defensive ends have really played smart, and they really haven't bit on it. They've gotten Barnes in the backfield twice now trying to do that play.
Yeah, it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Crusaders from the 29. Barnes, shotgun, Berniston to his left. 2 receivers on each side. The snap. Hand off to Berniston. Berniston to his left has a big hole. Cole Berniston to the outside. Breaks the corner. Berniston is off and running. Berniston to the outside. He is gone. Cole Berniston to get things going.
He reversed the field. He started.
Cole Berniston with second half, and that's exactly what Canisius Canisius 7 left in the third quarter.
Out by Raekwon Greer, and then that happens.
Wow. And
pretty safe to say who's got the momentum right now.
And St. Joe's bench all huddles up together. The entire team is now, I'm sure, that is not how they wanted to start this half.
Joe, so far in this game, it seems like they've been trying to slow the pace down. They want to maintain possession. They don't want to let this Canisius offense have the ball too many times. They want to control this, keep the ball on their side. But that's not what they're looking for. They're not looking for quick hit scores. But now down 21-9, Joe's might have to speed up their pace a little bit. Although they have all the time in the world. They got 2 quarters here. You got 11 minutes left in this one. You got the entire fourth. But it's going to be difficult not to panic as a Joe's team.
And how about from the left hash? We'll kick it off. Deep men for St. Joe's are Tom and Nasir Jackson. Press box. And no doubt about it, St. Joe's offense will start from their line.
Dealing with long fields just about every drive so far this game. Only being down by 5. They just upped the ante.
And McCarthy under center. From Thompson in the backfield. Thing. And it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 20.
He's a serious weapon. Even as a Canisius student, you don't want to see anybody getting games. It's intense, but don't wish harm to them. He's one of the fastest. And Contrafter's been great out of the backfield.
It was a big blow to the Marauder off.
Thompson's still down. They got a couple trainers out there with him.
Collins, the Canisius trainer, looking on. See if he needs to hop in, if he can provide any. Up. Now east off the field. And it looks like Contraft will be getting the remainder of the carries in this football.
Will definitely be.
Yard. Nasir Jackson, off returner for the Marauders, appears to be the third.
Wheels.
And that Crusader defense is just not. 3rd and 9 from 1. Crusaders out to start the second half for them.
Long distance to go here on this one.
Yep. He puts Contrafter in the slot.
He's in the shotgun.
Jackson off to his right. The snap. Drop back, McCarthy. Short pass over the middle and dropped. Christopher Schaefer could not reel it in. And things are getting a little edgy. Alon Montgomery.
Maybe a little shove from Schaefer towards Montgomery after that play, but no flag.
And Coach Robbins wanted something there. And he doesn't get anything. But in any event, Marauders go 3 and out to start their offensive possession in the second half. And they will punt it away.
We got Justin Jones deep for the punt return.
And he is standing at midfield.
It looks like Canisius will have some very favorable field position unless Joe's really boots this one downfield, catching a nice roll.
Surge Jr. will be standing at his own 5. Punt it away, gets the snap, and the punt is up, and it's going to be falling short. The Crusaders trying to let it go, and they get a favorable, very favorable bounce. The ball dropped at about the 42 or so, and then bounced back to about the 38. They got a great bounce on that, and Crusaders starting with excellent field position to get their second possession going.
Yeah, right off of his foot. That punt had good hang time, but didn't have quite the distance they wanted from it, and then just gave a nice bounce.
So I got him. Crusaders are going to want to go back the way he's been running the game, and not even midway through.
Yeah, when you're not dealing with a back like Cole Burniston, you're definitely blessed as a coach to him more time.
Covers it, and then we have a late hit on the play as Burniston was brought down at the 35, late flag, and it looks like we're going to have an unsportsmanlike call on the Marauders.
Marauders really targeting Alon Montgomery for some reason. He was involved in the last play. There was no flag, and now this time they get one called as Montgomery took a late hit.
They got to be jawing at each other now, I'm sure. Dead ball foul, personal foul on the Marauders. And
you know, you can't field position. They're on the Marauders' 7-yard line. And now you're going to set them up in the red zone on their own 19.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Crusaders from the Marauder 19-yard line. Barnes in the shotgun, has Pringle to his right, Greer to his left.
9 minutes remaining in the quarter. 21-9.
And snap to Barnes. Pressure coming. He has Greer open. Just off the fingertips of Raekwon Greer on the left side. As Greer leaped forward and just couldn't haul it in.
Fantastic diving catch. That was just fingertips.
Nice ball by Barnes.
In time.
Now
they're going to be looking at 3rd down. Haven't picked up a yard yet.
That'll be 3rd and 10 for the Crusaders. Third and 11 as they mark it down 1 yard back.
Even if the Crusaders only end up with a field goal here, that'll really start to put this game out of reach.
Any points right now are good.
You know, being up by 12 currently, you give that a 15-point lead. Now you either need more than 2 touchdowns or you need to sneak in a 2-point conversion somewhere. It gets a lot more difficult for Joe's to come back.
Barnes, the shotgun snap, looks to his left, has an opening, and incomplete. And the Crusaders are calling for a flag left and right. Coach Robbins is going ballistic on the sideline. He wants a flag. As it looks like the Crusaders were trying to go after Burniston on the left sideline in the corner of the end zone, and he had defenders all over him. And the entire Crusader sideline was calling for a pass interference. They did not get it. 4th down, field goal team out.
You know, I'm trying to put my Canisius bias aside, but even without that bias there, that was definitely a pass interference.
Field goal. Fake. It's a fake. Burst. Hallbaugh has it. And the throw. Fake field goal. Hallbaugh rolled to his left. Looks like Des Nicholas on the left sideline. Pass incomplete. Flag down on the play.
2nd time this year we've seen Canisius go for that fake field goal. I'll tell you what, if Hallbaugh gets that ball.
False start on the offense is the call. Penalty is declined. St. Joe's football.
Now this is going to set up the Marauders deep in their own territory once again. If I'm Canisius there, I probably would have just taken my points. Gives you a 15-point lead, but interesting play call. You know, it keeps, you know, even when you line up in special teams, what play's going to be coming at you. The Marauders.
And Jackson in the backfield. Looks like Jackson in the role of Thompson for now. down the right sideline. And
multiple occasions where they're offensive players and just drop gunning for some big.
And it'll be second from the. And the blue crew makes some noise. 2nd and 1. QB sneak McCarthy, and he got it. First down, St. Joe's.
Joe's moving it up the field pretty early here. That was a nice quick first down pickup for him. Good initial run. 7 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Score remains 21-9. Canisius leading. 1st and 10. The Marauders on their own 31-yard line.
Out comes McCarthy now in the shotgun.
McCarthy looked like he had a little bit of a limp going back into the huddle on that one. Hopefully for Joe's, it's not too serious.
That's the last thing they need. Snap to McCarthy. He's going to pass it. Looks to his right. Pass complete and tackled. It's to Searce Jr., who is wrapped up by a couple of Crusaders.
Yeah, it was a good ball by McCarthy, but there was no space for him to go after that. He was immediately met by 2 Canisius defenders.
4-yard gain for the Marauders. Ball now at the 35.
Even without any yards after the catch, that's still a good pickup on first down. Cut that distance in half. Got a couple plays to work with here. McCarthy in the shotgun.
And McCarthy has Jackson off to his left. The snap, looks to his right, pump fake, going deep and too far out of the reach of Schaefer for the Marauders. Incompletion.
They tried to go with a little pump and go play there. Schaefer down the sideline, turned back for a split second. McCarthy trying to make Alon Montgomery bite in with the pump fake.
Had the spacing, just couldn't put the ball where it needed to be.
Yeah, Montgomery stayed a little tight on him, but a good ball definitely would have got him there.
And it'll be 3rd and 6 now for the Marauders. And you're right, McCarthy does look a bit slow.
Yeah, you can tell just his footwork in the pocket seems to be suffering a little bit. I think something happened on that QB sneak there. Hopefully he can play through it, give his team a chance going down the stretch.
And here they come. Here comes the blue crew making some noise. Big 3rd down play. McCarthy yelling to the sideline. Jackson doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing. He has Conchafter to his left now. Snap. McCarthy looking downfield. Pump fake and rep. Hit. Breaks free. Completion. Jackson down the right sideline.
Man,
and it'll be a Marauder first down. I can't believe McCarthy got out of that one.
I don't think he ever got hit. That was like a Three Stooges play for Canisius. Marauder.
They just hit each other?
McCarthy took one sidestep and 2 Canisius defenders just ran right into each other instead of getting the sack. And then a great ball by McCarthy after that. After some good movement in the pocket.
There and then just escaped it.
Yeah. Pocket right there.
First down. 47-yard line. Shotgun. Jackson on his right. Jackson up the middle. Jackson showing some speed. Late flag in. Down. And now I see what the flag is.
Well, we've already seen a couple go against Joe's here. Personal fouls. We got a Joe's, looks like a
personal
Joe's
foul.
Offensive player down on the field.
Personal foul on the Crusaders. Then it hit to the head. And Nasir Jackson is now slow to get up. With the help of the trainer, he gets up under his own power and walks to the sideline. Looks to be all right.
Yeah, Joe's definitely doesn't want to see him go out of this game. Already losing Thompson. Thompson has not returned. Can't imagine we'll see him too much. But Nasir is the next guy in line after that. The more these guys go down, the more you're going to have to rely on Conchafter. And taking that many carries, he lines up in the slot for receptions too. That's a lot of load on his body for the rest of this game. We got a lot of time left.
So now 1st and 10 from the Canisius 24-yard line. McCarthy shotgun, and now of course it's Conchafter to his right. Fakes the handoff to Conchafter, looks to the end zone. McCarthy, incompletion. Great defense there. Looks like it's Alon Montgomery on the coverage.
Great ball by McCarthy. He put that right in between the coverage there and just dropped.
And it looks like Christopher Schaefer again. Not the first time we've seen him not reel one in like that. And that is one that St. Joe's, I'm sure, would love to have back just off the fingertips. 2nd and 10 now from the 24. As Marauders now get to the line. Jackson back in the game now, off to the left side of McCarthy. Conchafter in the slot. John Peroni took a step over.
It's not something you want
to free 5 yards for the Marauders. Now 2nd and 5 with 5:01 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Marauders getting back to the line here. McCarthy in the shotgun.
And he moves Jackson over into the slot. Conchafter to left now. The snap. Hand after Conchafter go to his right and finds a hole and breaks up the middle. Looks like he's going to be a yard short of the first down. 4-yard gain. For the
going to carry so much weight for the
opponent. Short pass complete.
And they got it.
Schaefer with the down. Look, holding on the Marauders.
Jackson really had nowhere to go. A couple other Crusaders right away. Canisius read that one perfectly.
As we have the call from the official here. Marauders, and that play will be moved back. And that's a big penalty for the Marauders. That's 10 yards, 15. Is at the first down is at the line. The 33.
Such a big distance to pick up.
By Timothy. Ended up on his back.
First he was dropping back to pass. She wouldn't go, laid him out. 2 minutes and 29. Canisius leads.
Marauders back out of the offense now. 2nd down.
On their own, or on the Canisius 30-yard line, excuse me.
McCarthy shotgun, Conchafter to his left. The snap to McCarthy. He's going to throw it again, looking to his left. Pass batted down again by the Crusaders. Batted down by number 1 for the Crusaders. We don't have a number 1 on our roster here.
I believe that's Jeremiah Young.
Jeremy Syke on the batted down pass. And that's the 2nd or 3rd time that's happened today for the Crusaders. Great play on the defensive line.
Syke's been stepping up his defensive play. He had a huge game against DePaul Catholic. Made some nice tackles against Franny's.
3rd and an eternity for the Marauders. Again, the first down is at the 3-yard line. They're at the 30. 3rd and 27. They're going to throw it here, I bet. McCarthy in the shotgun. Blue crew making a lot of noise. Snap to McCarthy. Looks, throws, incomplete. He was targeting Jackson down the middle and misfired. 4th down.
Jackson did everything he could do, laid out for it. Still could not reel that one in. McCarthy just put that one too far in front of him.
And it looks like McCarthy's talking to Coach Gilbert. I imagine they're going for it here.
You know, you're kind of in no man's land here. You're looking at a 47-yard field goal, which especially at high school is lengthy. If you punt it, you're pretty much too close to do anything there.
And St. Joe's called timeout. So I imagine Coach Gilbert drawing up a play for the offense here to get down to the 3-yard line. Or into the end zone for that matter.
Yeah, they still have a long way to go. It's going to be a difficult pickup for sure.
Again, this play seems near for Bird on 4th and 27.
Happen here.
You got to imagine you're going to see a deep ball here from McCarthy. Or you're going to see either a deep ball or you're going to see a short ball, hoping to catch the defense.
Yeah, make something happen.
Make a couple
maybe
moves.
Catch a few blocks, bust through some tackles.
And out come the Marauder offense. Interesting show here. They have, watch out for a punt here. McCarthy's in a shotgun. He has Surge Jr. to his right. Surge Jr. is the punter. Hands off to McCarthy. Trick reverse. Over to McCarthy. It's a flea flicker. McCarthy looking deep. Gets drilled. Ball almost intercepted, but incomplete. Pass was broken up by Justin Jones at the goal line.
Great coverage by Jones there. He didn't bite for a second. They handed it off to 2 different players. Gave it to the running back. Wide receiver came across for the reverse, and then the wide receiver pitched it back to McCarthy for the deep ball.
And great defense there by Justin Jones to break up the play. 1st and 10 Crusaders from the 30-yard line.
Great defense by the Joe's wide receiver, as that definitely would have been a pick if he didn't get his hand in there. Canisius will be taking over, though, on their own 30-yard line.
1:48 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Score still 21-9. Canisius leads.
Barnes still the quarterback for Canisius. Burniston to his right in the shotgun. Burniston handoff to his left. He has a hole. Look out. Burniston again. Breaks a couple tackles. Burniston now brought down at the St. Joe's 45-yard line. A huge gain of 25 yards for Cole Burniston.
Tell you what, he looks more than sharp today. First quarter, he didn't quite bust off as many runs as they would have liked, but they also were asking a little more out of Barnes than they were now. Burniston's getting a lot of carries, and he is making it happen on the ground.
Looks like we have a flag down. They'll be holding on Canisius, and that one is coming back.
That's a morale killer right there. I think he got about a 25-yard pickup.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go to that same play again, because who knows? The way Burns another big run.
Yeah, you might rip off 2 more of those if you just keep giving it to him. Canisius back up to the line.
So it'll be 1st and 7. Snap to Barnes. Looks to his right, looks left. He's going to run. Barneston can't escape the tackle. 3-yard gain.
Barnes hustling over to the sideline, getting a call from Rich Robbins right now.
That'll be 2nd and short.
Got 4 yards to go here. 2 downs to do it. And I would guess that one of these plays, Burniston's going to get the ball, if not both of them.
Burniston is lined up to the left of Barnes right now. Hand up. Ball's loose in the backfield. Barnes dives on it. Ball's still loose. Looks like they're all poking at it. And things are getting edgy again in the mess of it. The ball was loose. Looks like Barnes jumped on it initially, but then it looks like one of the Marauders hopped in and might have stripped it out. Flag down. You know what that one's going to be for.
Yeah, you can see as players were jumping into the pile trying to get involved, and then it got pretty chippy. You saw some Hands flying up at some of the face masks.
Still Canisius football. The old Dan Barnes had it. Now we'll see what the flag is. I would put my money on it's a St. Joe's and sportsmanlike conduct. Incorrect. No, it is on
offsetting penalties.
Offsetting penalties, unsportsmanlike on both teams. They'll be right back where we started.
Good job by Barnes just to salvage that play there. Maintain possession.
Ball just slipped through his hands on the snap there.
Yeah, obviously you don't want to be in that situation, but it's better for him to just fall on top of that than try to pick it up quick and make something happen on the play still. Just make sure you maintain possession. We got 3rd down now.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 for Canisius at their own 30-yard line.
Be interesting to see if they let Bernston run or if they're going to let Barnes air it out. 30 seconds ticking off in the 3rd quarter. Barnes in the backfield has Bernston to his right. Handoff. They're going to let Barnes throw. Short pass to Montgomery, and Montgomery drops it. Had it in his hands. He tried to run before he caught it and slipped out. Incomplete. 4th down.
And Alon visibly upset with himself on that play. Never want to drop a pass like that. Probably wouldn't have picked up the 1st down. Plenty of guys in front of him for Joe's, but you know, just as a player, you don't want to make those kinds of mistakes. Punting unit's going to be out, though. Hallbill lined up to kick.
Hallbill is at it, standing at his own 15. The deep men player and Jalen Nelson are the deep men for the Marauders. The snap. Hallbill gets the punt off. It's going to be a deep one. Loose ball, as Nelson had a hard time catching it, but he looks like he recovered, and he dives on it. Marauder ball at the 30. The special teams for the Marauders having a little bit of a rough day here.
Yeah, another muff punt right there. Canisius was out there in time. I think that punt being so deep was almost a disadvantage for him in that play. It was tough for Crusaders to get out that quick. But Joe's will have the ball on their own 30.
1st and 10 from their own 30.
.11 seconds left in the 3rd quarter here.
11.1.
Still looking at 21-9.
And we have a whistle. The down marker is not on 1st down. Now it's on 1st down, and we'll get going.
McCarthy in the shotgun.
He has Jackson to his left. The snap. Hand off to Jackson, and he is dropped in the backfield for a loss of 4.
Clock's expiring here.
And that is the end of 3. At the end of the 3rd quarter, Canisius 21, St. Joe's 9. And Canisius seems to be in almost total control of this football game right now.
Yeah, Canisius picked up some momentum. Definitely credit a lot of that to the big run by Cole. Started this half. 21-9, and Joe's has a long way to come back in just 1 quarter here. I still wouldn't count him out. McCarthy is a very good quarterback. Strong arm. If they start working this downfield and they burn the secondary a couple times, they can be right back in this game in an instant.
And the Bluchers putting their 4s up. Signal the start of the 4th quarter as we get ready to go here. 12 minutes are on the clock. Will be.
They have Canisius a couple times from turnovers. Some short punts. They've had some good field position. Marauders haven't been any closer since about their own 30-yard line to start a drive so far.
As the announcer here just announced that the annual pull-up challenge they have here at the Great American Rivalry game with the Marines was won by St. Joe's. And then the Blue Crew reminded them of the scoreboard.
Well, that's one of the Blue Crew's favorite chants.
That seemed to shut them up.
You know, pull-up challenges are nice, but still out here in the game. And as we're talking about that, McCarthy is sacked.
Oh, and a little extracurriculars again. As it seems like extra people are rolling around. But again, this Crusader defense, comparing to that first drive they had, has really stepped it up big time.
Yeah, if we were going to make a prediction from the first drive of the game when Joe's marched down the field, stuck it in the end zone, they ate possession of the ball, really looked like Joe's had a legitimate chance to maintain that.
19 for the Marauders. Again, this is a play if they don't convert, they just need to make it a makeable fourth down.
This to about 6 or 7 probably.
Down the left side by Justin Jones. Jones hit him hard.
Talk about a big hit.
Wow. Jones laid the boom on that one.
Let's not take away from that great run by Jackson. I want to talk about the hit, but Jackson really made a nice move to get to the outside, picked up the first down.
There's a flag down on the play. I can't imagine it's on that. I can't imagine it's on the hit. The flag is down in the middle of the field.
You know, there was no head-to-head contact on that. Jones came in almost just using arm force, just pushing him, just absolutely sent him airborne.
There's a lot of signaling on the sideline. That's on St. Joe's. But wow.
What a hit.
And on St. Joe's.
Personal foul.
That personal foul on St. Joe's. And that one is coming back. And one more time, Blue Crew thought the penalty was on the wrong side. Wanted to take the official's whistle, and now they want to give it back. They're forgiving.
It is a forgiving Blue Crew. It's good to see that they're cutting the officials some breaks today. Usually, you only hear take their whistle. It's one of the popular chants.
Not everyone wants to give it back, but they'll admit.
Clock is running. We're at 10 minutes and 50 seconds.
And again, 1st and 10 for the Marauders after that run was brought back. The ball is on the 40-yard line. And McCarthy is in shotgun. Has Conshafter to his left. Jackson's in the slot. Snap to McCarthy. Looks to his left. And he is wrapped up and he is dropped by the Crusaders.
Huge loss.
Timothy Pringle again is in on the sack. Tim Pringle, along with Coley Moultrie, take down Mike McCarthy.
And they are going to look at a second down with about 18 to go here.
And it's going to be 2nd and 22. This defensive line is playing with some energy now. Combine that hit with that sack there. These guys have some fire in them now.
Yeah, this defense is getting real aggressive here. They're busting into the backfield. They're laying some heavy hits down.
McCarthy in the shotgun again, the snap. And here come the Crusaders again. Pass caught by Conshafter. Conshafter goes to his right, cuts back up the middle, and he'll be brought down at the 40-yard line. Looks like he had just enough to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a good pickup going into 3rd down. Joe's set up on their own 42.
And again, Mike McCarthy almost got dropped again. This offensive line for St. Joe's is struggling.
Spot of the ball goes to their own 40, my mistake, as they have about 10 yards to go here on 3rd down.
Ideally for Canisius, they get to stop here and milk the clock as much as they can this next possession.
Clock is running. We're down to 9 minutes. Canisius is still up 21-9 as Joe's gets back out onto the field. 3rd and 10.
And here comes the Blue Crew. They're making noise. McCarthy shotgun, the snap. Here comes the pressure from the Crusaders. And McCarthy is dropped again. He is dropped at the 30-yard line for a 10-yard drop. Tim Pringle again. Have a day.
They are bringing some serious pressure right now. Tim Pringle standing out on this defense.
They brought the house on that one, and they brought him down. 4th and 19 for St. Joe's, and they're going to have to punt this one away.
Well, it looks like they cracked the code of stopping this offense here. They are getting up in McCarthy's face, limiting his time. The offensive line cannot stop them right now.
And he had less than 2 seconds to let anything happen in that play. And that is a big play. Sears Jr. in on the punt. Jones the deep man at the 36-yard line. The punt in the air, almost got blocked. And Jones is going to let it bounce. And another Crusaders bounce. And the Marauders will pick it up at the 36. It'll be
well, 8 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Canisius, they've kept a lot of their game on the ground so far. That's going to go perfectly with this fourth quarter offense when you want to eat up some clock, keep the ball out of the Joe's offense as much as possible.
And imagine when you pair it up the way Bernston's been running with the Tyler Stranahan hanging at QB. Watch out. Barnes in at QB. Shotgun, no one else in the backfield.
Surprising formation here.
Surprising they're not running it. Now they motion Bernston to his right. The snap, hand off to Bernston. Bernston up the middle. He's trucking through, and he is brought down at the 41-yard line. A gain of about 5 or 6.
And there's Bernston again, coming right out with a 5-yard carry. You got 2nd and 5. He's been phenomenal so far in this game.
I'd love to see what his numbers are for the end of this game, because I got to imagine he's over 100 yards for sure.
Oh, definitely already.
2nd and 5 now for the Crusaders. Shotgun for Barnes. Bernston to his right. Fake hand off to Jones, over to Bernston. It's the same play. Bernston's got the left side, makes a move, crosses the 50.
Flag on the play.
And it looks like that one might be coming back. Looks like it might be holding on Peroni.
Canisius loves that play call, though. They start with Justin Jones on the left side.
They'll motion him across.
And you know, he's a guy that attracts so much attention that when he shifts over, the defense watches him. They move to the right side a little bit. They fake that handoff, which leaves the left side wide open for Bernston, gives him a lot of room to run with. It's a very nice play design.
And the penalty is on the Crusaders. That'll be 2nd down and about 11. Barnes in the shotgun, Bernston to his left. The snap, Barnes is going to throw it. He's going deep. Look for Des Nicholas. Caught it! Des Nicholas with the reception at the 25-yard line. Huge play by Barnes, what a throw.
There goes Dan Barnes coming in as the 2nd stringer and making a heck of a throw deep over the middle to Des Nicholas. Great throw, throwing it away from the coverage.
And Crusaders are eyeing up that red zone again. I wouldn't be surprised if they look to go to Justin Jones here, because he has had...
I've expected that coming in. Quarterback hasn't thrown that many times, but Justin Jones still might get involved somehow here.
The handoff to Pringle. Pringle up the middle, makes a couple moves, and he gains about 6 yards on the play. Nice little shifty move by Tim Pringle. Yeah, your official's timeout as one of the Crusaders is down. Looks like it might be Timmy Pringle, as trainer Morgan Collins comes out to attend to him.
Definitely not the guy last drive for Joe's.
As the entire Canisius student section takes a knee, as Tim Pringle is down right now.
Tim Pringle, just a likable kid around school. Everybody loves him. Great kid to have on the football team.
And it looks like Morgan Collins, the trainer, is sitting up now. Looks like it's going to be in the left leg, maybe.
Yeah, definitely the lower half. Kind of a weird play there. Looked like he fell down on a strange angle.
And he's up.
He's limping hard, but he's under his own power.
As we have 6:16 remaining in the ball game, 21-9 Crusaders.
Canisius already has eaten up a couple minutes off the clock during this drive.
And they'll be looking at 2nd and 4. Bernston in the huddle. I'll imagine he'll line up next to Barnes. And it looks like it might be ground and pound for the rest of this game, or a majority of it.
Clock running now. Split backs.
You have Berniston on the left. And you have handoff. Fake the handoff to Berniston. Dan Barnes is moving and just got a shoe.
Because Barnes had a.
There'll be 3rd and 1 as Barnes could not stretch it out for the first down. 20-yard line. Crusaders need to get to the 21. Again, split backs. Berniston on the left, Zimmerman on the right.
Canisius has managed to do that just about every game so far. They've gotten a couple teams twice on a
game out of reach if the Crusaders get it.
Yeah, Marauders are going to need a line stand here. Strip out a fumble. But we just got under 5.
Berniston cut, makes a hole, finds the end zone. Touchdown, Cole Berniston! Cole Berniston, up the middle, have a day. 4 touchdowns on the game.
He has been.
The pass, and it is completed the Bear, and he is brought down at the 32-yard line, gain of 2.
Joe's lining back up quick in the shotgun.
And McCarthy has Contractor to his right. He rolls to his right, pass, and is caught by Jackson, and he is on the ground, and he is be short of the first down. It is going to be 4th and 2. And you know St. Joe's is going for it here.
Yeah, no question about that. Lining up in the shotgun again. Twins to both sides.
The snap, the shotgun to McCarthy, fakes the pass, and Jackson, and he is dropped. Jackson could not reel it in because he got dropped by Jeremiah Young.
Jeremiah Young, another young player, junior, came in, hit him hard, timed that hit perfectly, caused the drop.
And it'll be a turnover on downs for the Crusaders.
3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game here. 28-9. Canisius is up.
As the Crusaders do their famous winning team, losing team chant that everyone loves. 3:40 on the clock. Canisius 28, St. Joe's 9. This one is all but over.
Now I'm starting to take a look around. You see a lot of familiar Canisius football faces here.
And there he is, Steve Ashili under center for this drive. He'll have split backs. Berniston to his left, Zimmerman to his right. The snap. Steve is going to throw. Gets pressure and cannot escape it as he'll get dropped for a loss in the backfield. A loss of about 6.
And that's the matchup that I was talking about at the beginning of the half. That's why they couldn't really bring him in here. He doesn't have a ton of time to work in the pocket because this D-line's been putting a ton of pressure on him. And he's the kind of guy that likes to let plays develop, throw it downfield. It also doesn't help. He's throwing into the wind right now, too.
Now, I'm sure he'd love to get a nice completion for a long completion in here.
Clock dipping down to 3 minutes now.
Shotgun snap to Sheely. Handoff goes to Nick Dillon. Nick Dillon will drive up the middle. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 5. And it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Crusaders as his forward progress came to a stop.
We're going to be looking at about 3rd and 10 here. 3rd and 11. Wind's really picking up out here now, blowing right in the face of the Canisius offense.
If you would take a guess, how many people do you think are in the blue crew today?
We got a solid showing.
Just like last year. At Crusaders line up to the line of Sheely in the shotgun. He has Nick Dillon to his left now and Zimmerman to his right. And we have a whistle. It looks like a timeout called by the Crusaders here as Coach Rollins wants to talk things over with his offense.
28-9. Canisius calling timeout. They are stopping the clock, but you got some guys out on the field now.
They want to get this right.
You wouldn't normally see.
They just want to make sure they get this play right.
Yeah, they want to make sure that these guys out on the field, they get their fair chance at the end of this game. If they can't get this off, and watch him come out on
the state leg.
He actually is a very good punter, too. I think his punting skills are underrated just because he's so good of a kicker, and he is going to the school that's the reigning national champion in college football.
And he never has to punt either, or rarely ever has to punt.
Yeah, it's true.
And
powerhouse offense.
Here comes the Crusader offense now. Dillon and Zimmerman in the backfield. Sheely between them. The snap. Sheely drops back. He's going to throw. Going deep. Touchdown, Crusaders!
Zeke Margaritas on the reception, and oh man, that ball was pretty.
Nice throw by Ashia there on a dime to Margaritas, and he'll haul it in for another Crusader TD.
Man, I'm telling you, I am mesmerized by that pass that Sheely just put up.
He does, and he has a fantastic arm.
I mean, that is his style of play. He's not going to run around the field much. Dropped back in the pocket. Heck of a throw right there. Wow.
And the Hallball PAT coming up. Hold is down. Kick is up. And the kick is good. Canisius 35, St. Joe's 9. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock. And everyone's getting ready for the celebration following this one.
35-9 out here at Robert J. Stransky Memorial Complex. And this Canisius team, they are hyped on the sideline now. And the Joe's student section is dissipating over there.
As Crusaders chant 4 straight years that they have won this football game.
It's been cool to watch. I mean, my senior year, never watched this Canisius football team lose the Joe's contest.
As an alum of the class of 15, gotta love the Canisius winning this game in this fashion.
2 minutes left here. Joe's will take over for another offensive possession.
And Hallball will come out to kick off this last one. He'll tee it up from the left half. Men for the field. And here it comes. It is up, end over end. And again, it's going to fall just a little bit short. Tries to find a hole in the middle. And he'll bring it back to right just past the 20.
About a 23-yard return there.
And 2. McCarthy still in it. and contracted off.
I'm almost surprised Joe's is keeping all in at this point. You want to risk any injury.
He's going to pass. Looking to go deep. Pass batted down again at the line.
Line has been great with that so far.
They stepped up quite phenomenally today. Contracted to the right of McCarthy in the shot. After about a gain of 1, and the clock will keep on running.
Joe's still taking their time in the huddle.
Just now. McCarthy in shotgun, contractor to his left. The snap. McCarthy's going to throw again. He's going to go deep. And incomplete. McCarthy was looking to go to Grant Bayer down the sideline. And he couldn't. He had a corner right in his face.
Flag down. Looks like it's going to be pass interference. The corner never.
I was just going to say, he never turned his head. Never turned.
There wasn't really any contact, but you got to turn your head, look at the ball.
Never made a play on the football. And so it looks like it'll be pass interference on the Crusaders, and it'll give St. Joe some free yards.
Little over a minute left in this one.
1:08 on the clock.
Your attention, please. Check out your 50-50 draw ticket, blue ticket.
And it'll be St. Joe's ball from their own 39. McCarthy in the shotgun. The snap. Looking to his right. He's going to move now. He's going to run, and he is wrapped up and dropped in the backfield. That's another snack for the Crusaders defense.
Incredible showing from this D-line in the second half.
The second half, it was a complete. I mean, not that they played awful in the second quarter, but I mean, the second half, it was just, they would not budge.
Yeah, no, it's the first half. Don't take anything away from their performance then. The second half, they just upped it so much. They've put so much pressure on McCarthy.
That has nothing there going on in face.
Joe's moves back out to the line. Less than 30 seconds on the clock.
And it's 27, 26, 25, ticking down. McCarthy in the shotgun. About 2 more plays left in this one. The snap. Short pass to Jackson. He's got the sideline. And Jackson's got the first down, and he'll get knocked out of bounds.
He's a speedy little kid out there. He was blown by everybody moving out to the sideline. 10 seconds left. The clock stopped as he ran out of bounds.
Nice gain there. And maybe 1 or 2 more plays they're going to be able to get off the clock. That'll be 1st and 10 from the 42. As the blue crew begins to filter down to celebrate the win with their team. First down.
Unless this one's quick and the clock stops, will most likely be the last play.
And they'll fake the handoff. McCarthy's going to go deep. And he has Christopher Schaefer wide open down the middle. And he'll be dropped in the middle of the field. 2, 1, 0. Game over. Nope, not yet. False alarm. Clock stopped. 0.3 seconds on the clock. They have to move the chains. The clock stops to move the chains. And timeout will be called by St. Joe's. And they'll get 1 more play off.
They're well in Canisius territory. They're trying to sneak in this one last touchdown in garbage time, but
I'm sure Coach Robbins and the rest of the Canisius would love to hold St. Joe's under double digits.
Yeah, at this point it doesn't matter, but it's nice bragging rights to say you only got 9.
Mm-hmm.
But Canisius Blue Crew just waiting to celebrate now.
On a side note, we'd like to wish the best of luck to the varsity volleyball team today, who is out in a tournament in Penfield, as I'm sure they wish they could be at the game, but they are out as one of the most dominant teams at Canisius right now.
Yeah, volleyball every year, day in, day out. They're phenomenal. They took down Eden, a perennial powerhouse. Also, Canisius holding their open dance tonight. If you don't have any plans, come on out to that. Tickets $10 at the door.
And the last play of the game, 0.3 on the clock. McCarthy, shotgun snap. He'll be looking to the end zone. Jump ball in the end zone. And it is outside the end zone. Ball game over. Canisius comes out victorious with a score of 35-9. And they remain undefeated on the year. And they are 6-0 on the season with a big victory over their arch rival St. Joe's in the Great American Rivalry Series.
This is a battle-tested Canisius team here. They've taken down DePaul Catholic, #1 running back recruit in the nation. Rivalry game was St. Joe's. They've got Aquinas next week, which is going to be a massive game, but they're going to be ready for it. And this was great here.
I'm Andy Helwig.
Nate Massolino signing off. Thanks for joining.
Thank you very much for coming. We're waiting for the presentation of the
Thank you for letting me hop on here.
Yeah, we can get them.